We are moving past the chatbot era. Beat. Now, the AI actually does the work for you. Beat. Let's explore how.
Oh, absolutely.
Welcome to the deep dive. We are so glad you're here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. It is just a massive week for artificial intelligence.
It really is. We are unpacking OpenAI's massive GPT 5.6 drop today.
Right, and their completely revamped naming system.
Exactly. But the competitors are not sitting still. We will look at the fierce pushback from Meta and Anthropic.
They made some incredibly calculated moves this week.
They did. We will also examine Elon Musk's very surprising tech admission. All of this signals something fundamentally disruptive. We are witnessing the true rise of agentic AI.
It is a pivotal moment. The landscape is shifting incredibly fast right now.
Let's start with how OpenAI is repackaging their intelligence. They officially released the GPT 5.6 model family. The preview phase is finally over.
Yeah, they cleared all the required U.S. government security checks.
But the fascinating part isn't really the underlying math. It is the packaging. They are completely ditching the old number system.
I mean, no more counting sequential software versions.
Right. They broke the lineup into 3 distinct tiers. We now have Sol, Terra, and Luna.
The departure from numbers is highly symbolic. They want us to stop thinking about software updates.
They want us to view these as distinct worker profiles.
Exactly. So Sol is their premium heavy hitter. It is built specifically for complex coding and deep cybersecurity analysis.
Sol introduces this fascinating new feature. They added a max reasoning effort dial. You can actually turn up how hard it thinks.
Yeah, that dial is wild.
How does that practically work under the hood?
It's basically dynamic compute allocation. When you turn that dial up, you unlock more processing power.
Okay.
You give the model permission to spend more time thinking. It runs multiple internal checks before outputting an answer.
Right.
It also features a dedicated ultra mode. That mode is structurally profound for the entire industry.
It doesn't just process your prompt in one linear pass.
No, it actively farms the work out to subagents.
Let's clarify that term for just a second. Subagents are tiny AI helpers doing smaller tasks for the main AI.
Right, and what makes that approach so powerful is the delegation. Sol takes a massive convoluted problem and slices it up.
It breaks the project into smaller, manageable pieces.
Exactly. Sol handles the heavy end-to-end technical execution by orchestrating those helpers.
It reminds me of a real-world construction dynamic. It is like hiring a general contractor.
Oh, that is a great analogy.
The contractor doesn't hammer every single nail themselves. They bring their own team of plumbers and electricians. Sol manages the project timeline and the overall budget. The specialized workers handle the actual pipes and wires.
That is exactly how the architecture works. Sol verifies the work of the subagents and stitches it together. It basically hands you the finished house.
But Sol is just the premium tier.
Right. We also have Terra. This is their middle-tier model for everyday workflows. It delivers the exact same performance as the older GPT 5.5.
But here is the massive kicker. It is twice as cheap.
Yeah, that aggressive price drop heavily commoditizes standard reasoning.
Then we have Luna at the bottom tier.
Yeah.
It is the absolute fastest, lowest cost model available.
It is designed for high-volume tasks. Speed and budget are the main priorities there.
OpenAI also focused heavily on security this time around.
They packed these models with deep systemic safety features. They spent weeks stress testing them against real-world cyber threats.
It was a rigorous pre-launch testing environment.
It had to be.
I have to be honest here, though. I still wrestle with managing automated AI loops myself. Beat. It feels strange to let go of the steering wheel.
Oh, I totally get that.
Trusting a machine to oversee its own logic is a massive leap.
It requires a fundamental mental shift, you know? We are so used to micromanaging our digital tools manually.
But the interface rules are changing now, too.
Yeah, you will see Sol automatically handle complex tasks in the background. Terra and Luna are available directly through the API.
But you can't manually select them in normal ChatGPT chats. The older 5.5 instant remains the default for quick questions. Which raises a really important usability question. If these advanced models are hidden, how are normal users supposed to interface with them?
That is where their totally new product launch comes in. They introduced something called ChatGPT Work.
Oh?
It is a completely new AI agent powered by Codex and GPT 5.6. Instead of a chat box, it takes action directly.
It moves across your apps and your files.
Yeah, you state a goal, and it orchestrates the necessary steps. It turns that abstract goal into finished work.
It turns your goals into finished work across files.
Exactly. It operates quietly in the background to get things done.
But if these sub-agents are going to actually do our work, they can't just live in a chat window.
No, they can't.
They need to live where our work actually lives.
Okay.
And that explains OpenAI's sudden decision to kill off Atlas.
Yeah, shutting down Atlas after less than a year shows a major pivot. Atlas was supposed to be their dedicated desktop environment.
But forcing users to adopt a brand new workspace is incredibly difficult.
It is almost impossible, so they are replacing it with something much deeper.
They are turning ChatGPT into a browser layer across Chrome.
It uses cloud agents to complete tasks for you natively. It sits right on top of your web experience.
How exactly does it interact with our websites?
It is a mix of computer vision and underlying code parsing. The AI literally reads the structure of the websites you visit.
It is a brilliant distribution strategy. The browser is where modern work actually happens every day.
Instead of making you open a separate application, they integrate directly. The AI watches your screen context natively and acts on it.
I have to push back on this a little bit. Turning the browser into an AI layer feels incredibly powerful, but isn't giving cloud agents full access to our Chrome ecosystem a massive privacy blind spot?
It is a very valid security concern. It creates a massive single point of failure.
Right.
If that browser layer is compromised, your sensitive data is exposed. Your emails, your banking, your internal documents are all visible.
But enterprise companies are betting that convenience will ultimately win out. Just look at Microsoft's latest strategic move.
Microsoft 365 Copilot just named GPT-5.6 Sol as its preferred model.
That announcement made huge waves across the industry this week.
It really did.
It specifically crushes the recent rumors of a Microsoft and OpenAI breakup.
Those rumors were flying everywhere for a few days. The industry thought the partnership was fracturing over insane compute costs.
People assumed they were fighting over revenue splits.
But this deep integration proves they are still locked together tightly. Copilot embedding 5.6 brings agentic AI straight to millions of corporate desktops.
It puts these advanced models right inside Word, Excel, and Teams. If it's already rolling out to the enterprise level, how quickly does this deep integration become the standard way we work?
It is happening right now as we speak. Early enterprise testers are already fundamentally changing their daily habits.
Because the model can navigate the software autonomously, roles are shifting.
Users are stepping into the role of managing automated AI loops. They are no longer executing the manual data entry themselves.
We are shifting from doing the work to managing loops.
Precisely. We are becoming digital directors instead of digital typists.
We need to take a quick break right here. When we come back, we will look at how the competition is fighting back. Mid-roll sponsor break. Welcome back to the deep dive. We just talked about OpenAI's massive structural shift toward autonomous agents.
But their market dominance is not going unchallenged.
Not at all. The moment GPT 5.6 launched, the rivals made perfectly calculated countermoves. Let's start with Anthropic's brilliant tactical troll.
It really was a masterclass in developer marketing. Right at the exact moment GPT 5.6 launched, Anthropic changed their rules.
They globally reset the 5-hour rate limits for all their users.
The timing on that was entirely intentional.
By resetting the limits, they gave everyone immediate access again. Users could suddenly play with Claude Fable 5 for free.
Anthropic knew exactly what they were doing with that move. It is a fierce battle for developer mindshare.
If developers spend launch day testing Claude's limits, OpenAI loses momentum.
Yeah. Anthropic also paired this with a brand new Reflect feature.
The Reflect feature is fascinating from a psychological standpoint. It generates personal summaries of your monthly interactions.
It recaps what you and the AI discussed over time.
How does it manage that kind of long-term memory?
It uses a persistent memory architecture in the background. It quietly indexes your conversations over the month.
It looks for recurring themes or ongoing projects you care about.
It creates a sense of an ongoing, evolving relationship. It makes the AI feel like a persistent partner rather than a transactional tool.
But the biggest boost for Anthropic came from a very unlikely source. Elon Musk posted a surprising admission on X.
He openly admitted he was wrong about Anthropic's capabilities.
Yeah, he actually called their Mythos and Fable models the best available.
Coming from Musk, who is notoriously critical, that is massive industry validation.
We have to view this objectively, though. Is this friendly, objective praise, or is it just incredibly smart business?
That is the big question.
Musk has his own major AI ambitions with Grok. Praising Anthropic might just be a convenient way to take a swing at OpenAI's dominance.
It is highly likely a bit of both motivations. He clearly recognizes genuine technical achievement by the Anthropic engineering team.
But he also historically loves disrupting OpenAI's narrative whenever possible.
Regardless of the actual motive, it drove massive attention toward Anthropic this week.
Naturally, the developer community decided to test these bold claims immediately. The AML API platform ran a fascinating blind prompt test.
They took Sol, Terra, Fable 5, and Opus 4.8.
They fed them the exact same set of highly complex prompts.
The output results were incredibly revealing for the industry. The quality of the reasoning looked surprisingly close across the board.
The major frontier models are all hitting a very similar ceiling of capability.
But the pricing told a completely different story. Fable 5's massive bill made the direct comparison incredibly awkward.
It was vastly more expensive for essentially the exact same output quality.
And that is the hidden trap of these advanced frontier models. You can get incredible nuanced performance on complex tasks.
But the raw API costs will completely drain your computing budget at scale.
Meta is capitalizing on that exact vulnerability right now. They just dropped Muse Spark 1.1 into the wild.
It is a multi-step reasoning coding agent. It aggressively targets that cost issue.
It is a direct, calculated shot at the enterprise software market. Benchmarks put it right beside GPT 5.5 and Opus 4.8.
It orchestrates complex digital workflows and deploys system features autonomously.
It is such a major release that Mark Zuckerberg actually broke his silence.
He logged into X to post about it for the first time since 2023.
That alone shows how critical this model is to Meta's overarching strategy. He called it a strong agentic encoding model at a very low price.
The pricing is truly aggressive for the current market. They are charging $1.25 per million input tokens.
Output tokens are $4.25 per million.
This exactly matches Claude Haiku 4.5 and GPT 5.6 Luna.
Meta is entering the specialized agent market slightly late, but they are optimizing heavily for massive enterprise-scale workloads.
If a company needs to run a massive code migration across thousands of repositories, Spark is ready.
Yeah, it handles that scale effortlessly.
Whoa, 2-sec silence. Imagine scaling to millions of complex workflow orchestrations seamlessly.
Right, and the pricing is what makes it dangerous for competitors. It commoditizes the very reasoning that OpenAI is trying to sell at a premium.
It really caps off a massive week for the overarching speed of AI. Meta also launched their Muse image model.
SpaceX AI rolled out major updates to Grok.
The entire landscape is moving at breakneck speed. Looking at all this, was Anthropic's rate limit reset genius marketing or a sign of desperation?
It was definitely a masterclass in retaining developer attention during a competitor's hype cycle.
They stole the spotlight by giving developers free playtime.
Exactly. It kept eyes locked on their ecosystem during a highly vulnerable moment.
But it is not just the tech giants making moves here. These massive foundational shifts are fueling a huge wave of independent innovation.
We are seeing an explosion of highly funded, specialized AI tools.
Startups are building the future stack right now.
The venture capital money is flowing incredibly heavily into this specialized space. Look at Prime Intellect.
They just raised a $130 million Series A round.
That is a massive raise for an early funding round. They are building an open superintelligence stack.
What does that actually mean for the end user?
It means they provide the decentralized computing power necessary to run these models. They provide the infrastructure for developers to build specialized agents.
They already have over 6,000 customers using their infrastructure globally.
Their financials are staggering for a startup of their age. Their annualized revenue has already surpassed $100 million.
They are providing the underlying pipes for this whole agentic revolution. Let's run through a rapid-fire look at some emerging tools built on these new foundations.
First up is Timble AI. They are building natural, real-time voice agents.
These agents can listen, reason, and respond instantly with incredibly low latency.
The conversational flow feels surprisingly human and highly dynamic. It completely changes the automated customer service experience from frustrating to seamless.
Next is Arico. This tool helps you turn abstract ideas into working applications.
It uses AI to build, test, and launch projects incredibly fast.
It severely lowers the traditional barrier to entry for software development.
You no longer need a massive engineering team to launch a functional prototype. The AI handles the boilerplate coding.
Then we have Toyo. It turns simple text prompts into highly polished corporate presentations.
It handles structuring documents and generating visual content automatically.
It is the ultimate productivity hack for corporate workflows.
It takes the friction out of sharing ideas visually. It saves employees hours of tedious manual design and formatting work.
Finally, there is PerfAI. It continuously scans AI-generated applications for deep security risks.
This one is absolutely critical for the future. As AI systems write more of our foundational code, we need specialized AI to check that code for blind spots.
It makes me think of a massive construction site. If Arico and Toyo are the rapid construction crews building digital skyscrapers overnight, PerfAI is the city inspector.
Yeah, because just like a real building, if the AI contractor uses cheap materials, the whole system is exposed.
If they use vulnerable open-source code libraries, your data is at risk.
PerfAI acts as the inspector, testing the load-bearing walls of your software before you launch it to the public. You absolutely need both in the ecosystem.
Looking at all these different platforms, what connects all these independent tools together fundamentally?
The common thread is their relentless focus on taking independent action. Every single tool is focused on creation rather than just answering basic questions.
The entire industry is shifting from chat to actual execution.
Yeah. The era of the simple, passive chatbot is officially over.
So let's bring all of these complex threads together. What is the ultimate takeaway for you today?
We are witnessing the definitive pivot from generative AI to agentic AI. The days of typing a simple prompt and just getting text back are ending quickly.
The days of assigning a complex goal to an AI have formally arrived.
The system will now orchestrate subagents, seamlessly navigate Chrome, write complex code, and manage your files autonomously. We are now managers of intelligence, not just operators.
We are guiding systems that largely run themselves. It is a profound shift in how we fundamentally relate to computers. I want to leave you with a thought to mull over.
Okay.
If our personal AI agents, whether they are Sol, Spark, or Fable, start managing our apps, summarizing our monthly reflections, and talking to each other to accomplish our goals, well, how long until human-to-human digital communication becomes the exception rather than the rule? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We will see you next time. Outro music.